Hi guys, it's Emma with Alt Noise, and today I'm so excited to be here with Radio Flower. Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Before we jump in, if you want to go around, introduce yourselves, tell everyone a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Ty. I am the one of the lead singers in Radio Flower, and I mostly just do the vocals, but then I also do a lot of the social media stuff. So all of the posts and the bookings and things like that.
And I'm Isaac. Ty is basically our leader. I'm the other lead singer. I also play guitar and I do a lot of the songwriting and the producing of the songs.
Awesome. So, how did you guys meet? Like, how long have you known each other? How did Radio Flower get its start? Where did the name come from?
Yeah, we it's kind of an awesome story. I love this story. So we met in 2011. So we've known each other for a really long time. We met in we took a career center style class where we were learning music production. And the first day of class, we had to like either perform a song or share something we've produced or just anything of the sorts. And Isaac performed a song, and I remember thinking to myself way back then, I was like, I want to do projects and be friends with that guy. The very first day I saw him, I was like, I'm gonna make that guy my friend because I want to work on music with him.
That's awesome. Isaac, did you have the same sort of feeling when you saw Ty?
Um, well, it's funny that he says that because I sort of stumbled into the relationship with Ty. We had to group up at a certain point, and I didn't know that Ty was impressed by me, but I was kind of a loner. Everyone else already grouped up, and you had already grouped up too, Ty, with some other guy. And I stumbled into your guys' room just looking for someone to join the group, and you were there. And we
Yep.
sort of hit it off just right away.
Awesome. I love that. Sort of an organic formation, which is super cool. So with Radio
Yeah.
Flower, how did the name come together? Like, how did you guys kind of produce the vision?
The name came together. So it was after we did the first song. We produced it with this guy named David in Nashville. And after we did the song on the drive back home from Nashville, we were like, all right, we need a band name. So we were kind of figuring out on the drive back. And we went through like maybe 4 or 5 different names that we were thinking about. And Radio Flower is technically sort of it's kind of a play on Soundgarden a little bit, which is a band that we both like. Soundgarden, Radio Flower.
That's
So it
awesome.
kind of came from that, and no one had it yet, so that's the one we went with.
Yep.
That's such a cool story. I love that. I want to congratulate you. You guys just dropped a new single. That's awesome. I've been loving
Thank you.
it. Tell us all about it. What was the inspiration behind the track? What was the recording process like? How did everything kind of come together?
So when we write songs, sometimes I'll write on my own, sometimes Isaac will write on his own. I'm gonna let Isaac kind of discuss the bulk of it. But when he came to me with this song, I kind of was really excited about it. So if you want to talk about it, Isaac, it's one of my probably one of my favorite Radio Flower records, actually.
Yeah, sure. So this is actually the second song that I've like produced like ever. Let Us Pray was the first song that I produced, and this is the second one. Um, which I think is kind of crazy. Like literally 3 months before, I had never like produced a song like this, so it was an interesting journey. But it's kind of like a response to just like you can kind of tell if you listen to the lyrics. It's a response to how just like crazy the world is right now, and how disenfranchised and I guess oppressed a lot of people are feeling. A lot of people are struggling. So it's sort of like it's kind of like a fight song in a way. It's like a rally song for people to feel heard and to I don't know to be able to sing along to and sort of feel empowered. It's it's the longest song we've ever done. It's like 6 minutes long, obviously.
Yes.
Very long. It's very people have called it like kind of cinematic, which I think is cool because I kind of had the same thought when I was making it. Like the whole like long like 3 minute outro to me is kind of like a post credit scene for a movie, you
Right.
know. Um, but no, yeah, I had a lot of fun making it, and so I produced it, and we also produced it with this our friend here locally. His name's Bone. He's like a local legend here in Indianapolis, and he's
Awesome.
also been like a mentor to me and Ty for like
Oh
several years.
yeah. Shout out Bone. We would not
Yeah,
do Radio Flower without Bone.
yeah. He's what made it sound so good. Obviously, like your second song that you're producing, you can't make it sound that great, but he mixed and mastered it and made it sound as good as it does. And I think it turned out really well. And I think it's a fun song, but it's also got a cool, like deeper message if you pay attention to the lyrics.
Yeah. No, I've been loving it. It's awesome. I've been like sending it around to people. I'm like, you guys have to check out the song.
You're
That's
Um,
awesome.
cool.
Thank
it's
you.
so good. And speaking of that, what would you say makes a song a Radio Flower song? Like you guys cover such a wide variety of genres. So what would you say makes your music uniquely yours?
So, one of the things that when we first started this project that I kind of told Isaac is like, I wanted so badly to kind of have our own unique sound. And while we do explore a lot of genres and things, I think that it's the radio flower thing is there in most of them, if not all of them. And I think what makes it unique is honestly probably a combination of especially Isaac's songwriting and then just the two of us as far as our vocals. We tried really, really hard to sort of stick to our own thing because it's kind of important to us to just have our own little unique thing, and it helps us sometimes and hurts us in others, but we've been loving every minute of it. I think, I don't know, Isaac, what do you think? I hope that answered the question
Yeah,
properly.
I feel like Radio Flower. It's really just an amalgamation of all of the different types of genres that we like to listen to. Because we listen to so much music. We're not someone that listens to like just one type of music. We listen to
Yeah.
everything, and when we write, it's almost hard not to incorporate all these different genres and influences when you're writing a song. And I think that's what makes Radio Flowers. We just do that naturally, so it's why some of our songs sound kind of bipolar almost.
Yeah.
But I think it's worked. I think it makes a cool, interesting sound.
Yeah, it's awesome. And that actually leads me into my next question for you guys. So, individually, who were some of those earlier musical influences, and how would you say that that continues to show up in your music now?
Man, so for me, and especially in our seasons EP, The Weeknd is a big inspiration. Love The Weeknd. I've always loved sort of like the dark melodies that he uses in a lot of his music. And then visually, one thing that I've always told people that I kind of really like is 21 Pilots. So just as far as all the visuals that they have and all of the like artistic creative decisions that they've made have been super inspiring, and we try to cultivate a similar experience for our fans. We're trying to get to a point where one day, like obviously the more money we can make and like raise, the more we can push back into visuals and stuff, because that's typically what we do off of just like touring and merch and stuff. We just put it right back into the project. But there's a lot of 21 Pilots inspiration, just especially on the visuals and just really how they connect with their fans. And Isaac, what about you? Because those are probably my two biggest influences. I would say Weekend sonically, 21 Pilots visually.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we were listening to a lot of The Weeknd back in that time, like in 2020.
yeah,
21
definitely.
Pilots for sure. They're also like a duo, and we started out as a duo, so
Yeah.
there's kind of a similarity there. I also have a lot of heavier influences, like
Oh yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon. I like The Plot in You.
Nice.
There's some Nirvana, like other like grunge bands. We listen to a lot of grunge too. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I agree with everything you said.
Nice. Those are awesome picks, and I can definitely like, see that through you guys, but how you've also made it like your own unique thing, which is super, super cool to see.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I actually really want to talk to you about the Seasons EP because I think it's so cool. Which came first, the idea to do this kind of EP, or did the songs come first and then the EP was more of an organic thing? How did that kind of come together?
I could be wrong, but the way that I remember it at that time when we were creating it, the idea came first because Isaac was like, "How cool would it be to make a song like titled basically of each season. And so from there, that's when we started building on it. Um,
Yeah,
that's the way I remember it.
what was the first song? Because I think originally we didn't have Spring Breakup.
No, I think it was Autumn in Love.
What was the first song that I did? I think it was Autumn in Love, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
the idea for Autumn in Love because it was like a play on Fall in Love because fall and autumn are the same thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, Autumn in Love, that's a cool song title. And then I had the idea like, oh, what if we did like a little EP with each song referencing like a different season? So then I think after Autumn in Love, we did Summer Fun, and then I wrote Winters Alone. And then after it was all done, we were like, let's go ahead and do a spring one too, because it
yeah,
felt weird not to do all four seasons. So we did
yeah.
Spring Breakup, and then it all came together.
That's awesome. Were there any challenges that you faced creatively during that that kind of helped shape the final sound of the EP, or was it pretty much just like an organic, smooth thing?
Um, Go ahead, Isaac. Sorry.
I was gonna say, there were some challenges.
There were.
It took a while to get it done. Like, we had to go to Nashville to work with that same producer, David. So a lot of scheduling issues, I guess, but like, creatively, I feel like it flowed pretty well. Like, I don't think there
Yeah.
was ever a point where we were struggling to finish writing the songs. They kind of just came out pretty easily.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just the time, like the timing and stuff, just because of how long it takes to go in. And then like obviously when at least with our band, when we write music, we tend to be a little bit pickier. So like we go back and do a lot of sessions just over and over to try to like fine tune it to make sure that we're really trying to put out our best work. So
With your unique sound, you also have a super unique aesthetic. Like from what I've seen, it kind of looks like Radio Flower exists within its own little world, which is super cool. I feel like there's a lot of depth behind the visuals that you guys produce, and you have your little cryptic messages, cryptic teasers. Can you share a little bit about the creative process behind building that and kind of what you want that experience to be like for your fans?
yeah, so the way that I love to describe it is like Radio Flower is it kind of consists of just Isaac and I growing up since we've met in 2011, which was a long time ago. We were still in high school, and I feel like you go through a lot of cycles as you age. You know, it's like the 18, honestly, even like the 15 to 18, and then 21 to like 24, and then 25 to almost 30. It's just you go through so many cycles of changing who you are and learning about yourself and like mental health challenges and just all the things that happen in most people's lives. And I really wanted to create a world for our fans that they could almost escape from it but also relate to it. So those were the two biggest things, is like wanted to create something that was almost a form of escapism for people, just to be able to get away from life, because life can always be hard sometimes for all of us. And then obviously too, just being able to relate to it. And that's been an interesting journey, just because when I first started doing socials and I started doing TikTok and Instagram, I kind of had no idea what I was doing. I was just putting stuff out there that I thought was cool. And I'm like, all right, let me just see if this ends up sticking around and we like it. And throughout that, we've started to build kind of our own little brand, which I love. And one of the things that we really like doing is we kind of do these eras that we go through, and we try to bring something from each one of those eras kind of into the Radio Flower lore. So like Misery Loves Me had a piece of cover art where it's a skeleton holding a red heart balloon. And we've had a skeleton in a lot of our videos at the beginning when we first started. And then we had red heart balloons, and we actually sell those at like our merch table.
I love that.
And so yeah, and so we kind of just have pulled forward a little bit of the stuff from the past as we like continue to grow. But it's been really interesting because I thought at the beginning that it would be sort of like I've got this all planned out and I've got it all figured out from the very beginning of where Radio Flower is going to start and where it's going to end. And at least for me, the experience has more been about like um, growing with it versus just having it all planned out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's super awesome. I love kind of
Oh,
like the
thank you.
evergreen project where it just keeps growing. Like I love
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what it looks like going forward for you guys. Um, you have had the opportunity to play some awesome shows, opening for some awesome bands, and then you just played the after party for The Offspring and Jimmy Eat World. So, out of all
Yes.
those experiences, what would you say for each of you has been kind of your biggest like pinch me moment in those situations?
Isaac, I will let you answer first.
I mean, I would say probably the first opening show with the Plain White Tees and Story of the Year because we're big fans of both of those bands, and we got to meet them obviously, and they're very cool.
Oh
And that was
yeah.
our first big show where we opened for like a national band like that on a big stage, and it was very surreal. You know, we were like
Yeah.
backstage, hanging out with them. Just we're like nobodies. That
We're
was really
just guys.
interesting. It was really cool, and
Yeah,
the
it
crowd
was.
was great. The crowd was like super receptive to us, and they like clapped and cheered for all of our songs. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Walking
And
around afterwards, because afterwards we gotta like sort of watch their show and sort of walk through the crowd. People kept stopping us and like wanting to take pictures with us, and it was wild.
yeah, and then for me, my favorite moment of, and this has happened at a few shows. We have a song called Winter's Alone, and people love to scream it, and that is probably the best, coolest experience I've ever had as a musician. There's been times where my voice has gone out by the end of the set, and people know the lyrics and they scream it, and I'm glad people can relate to it. It's honestly
Yeah,
probably the best part about doing music is just
it's a
hearing that
cathartic song.
people, yeah, just hearing that people relate to your music is really cool. And then just it's awesome of them to come out and support us and like scream the lyrics back. It's just it's probably the best experience I think of doing music.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like as someone that attends a bunch of shows, that is always my favorite moment when it's just
Yes.
the crowd is so loud, you like can't even, it's just like a chill
Yeah.
moment.
Oh
So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. When you do play live, what you kind of touched on this, but what do you want people to feel as you play? Like, is there an energy or feelings that you kind of leave on the stage for the audience once your set is done?
We want people to have fun. That is like definitely number one. I think one of the things that the reason why Radio Flower feels, in my opinion, a lot of the songs feel kind of like high energy and punchy. A lot of it was kind of on purpose because like we want people, if you're gonna take the time to come out to a show and like hang out with us and set aside your life basically to come just spend 2 hours with us, we want it to be worth it. And so the high energy for sure, but also we want you to like kind of feel the emotion. And again, it kind of relates back to the whole just being able to escape from reality a little bit, and maybe hoping that you can relate to at least one of the songs is definitely probably the main goal for us, because it's always great at the end of a show when people have a good time. That's like the most important thing, is like we realize that there's 100 other bands that could be doing this, and there's 100 other bands that you could pick to go see, but you pick the time to come see us, and so we want to make sure you have fun. So
Awesome. Isaac, do you have anything
yeah.
to add or touch on that?
Yeah, no, I think you said it all. I agree. I want it to feel like a party, I guess. I want people to have a good time. And I do want people to relate to the lyrics. I think people relate to Winners Alone a lot. It is a breakup song, and it's very cathartic. It's like if you could, just shout all of the things that you're feeling, all of the sadness. I think that's why people sing along to it a lot, because a lot of people have been, in that situation and they can relate to it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I think I noticed that from listening to kind of your whole discography so far. Like there are so many emotions that you tap into in such a unique way lyrically, and it's just awesome. So I love that for you guys.
Thank you.
Um, and with that, if someone could only listen to one of your songs to really learn and feel what Radio Flower is all about, what song would you pick for them to listen to and why?
Oh,
Ooh, that's a great question.
yeah, it is.
Man, that's an amazing question. I That'd be a tough one. What do you think, Isaac?
Maybe Misery Loves Me.
I was kind of thinking that too.
I don't know.
Uh, I was kind of thinking Misery Loves Me just because it does have that punchy high energy, but it tones down a little bit and it's got some of the screams in there.
Got some like deep like lyrics too about like
Yeah,
anxiety and depression, like a lot of the stuff that we struggle with in there.
yeah,
That like
definitely.
especially, and you can read between the lines and sort of find sort of your own meanings in it too. I don't know. That's probably what I would pick. I also think "Witch's Brew" is one of our most underrated songs.
Yeah,
I think "Witch's Brew" is really good, but
I
like that one's just kind of silly.
that one is,
That one's
yeah.
kind of fictitious. It's not really about anything. Yeah, I would say "Misery Loves Me" is a good one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I just have one last question for you guys. What is next for Radio Flower and what are you manifesting for the future?
Oh man. So biggest thing, like more shows and touring. We're trying to get out of state from Indiana. We played a show in Louisville not too long ago. I'm trying to get Nashville and Chicago and thinking about like North Carolina, trying to do some more touring for sure. I've always manifested, which who knows if it'll happen. I would love to be, I hope that Radio Flower gets nominated for a Grammy one day. I think Isaac, he does the bulk of the songwriting. And I'm sure it's a lot of musicians like goal to hit something like that. But I love his writing. I love the creativity that he brings. And I do help with that stuff. But recently, especially on like Grab Your Bricks, I mean, that was pretty much heavily just an Isaac project, and I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic, and I'm biased, but I would say touring more is probably the number one thing. If we could start doing this more and more and more, where it's not just kind of once every weekend or something like that, that would be the main thing that I'm manifesting. What about you, Isaac?
I would say what I would manifest is that because we get lucky, we get a lot of opening shows here in Indy.
Yeah.
What I would manifest is that we maybe do an opening show for a big band that we really like, and they love us so much that they invite us on.
That would be pretty awesome.
That's what I would manifest.
Awesome. Well, I hope to see all of that come true for you guys. I am so
Thank you.
excited to see what the future looks like for you and to keep up with you. And it was awesome chatting to you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
for having us. We really, really appreciate it.
Is this really